Whereas out of respect, like being kind to the old lady, which is even worse, being kind to old women, terrible. John Singer, 2021. It is just a part of growing up. Nothing lasts forever. Don't worry, they'll get theirs. Everybody does eventually.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
What on Threat Island? What kind of very weird threat is that? Who will get theirs? Meatball, where did you go? If you want a 40-year-old unemployed data scientist to mansplain to you about all manners of race, gender, and age, you've come to the right place. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think that we were done with John? No, we're not. We're not even near completion with John Singer. If you have no idea who I am, who John Singer is, who Professor Meatball is, or who you are, welcome to the show. My name is Andrew, that's Professor Meatball, and today we are going to continue, not even roasting him, just reading out ideas about John Singer and how he thinks the best way to pick up girls. The questions of dating while you are a highly valuable member of society, such as a data scientist or perhaps an unemployed data scientist, or your name is John Singer, is constantly on John Singer's mind. So we're going to keep answering questions about dating and women in general with John. If you go to John's answers, he has 384 answers. And if you just search women, he has questions like, why is it so hard to get a date with a pretty girl? What do you think about the claim that women are happier without children or a spouse? And why do men want to assist or help some women while others just ignore completely? Is it about looks, age, or personality? We're going to answer all those questions and more, including how do you smash that like button to help out with the YouTube algorithm so that more people can see the atrocities and the war crimes that John Singer has committed. But without further ado, let's get into it. Why do men want to assist or help some women while others just ignore completely? Is it about looks, age, or personality? John Singer. You have to understand the world for what it is. You gain this understanding as you get older. This is what getting older really is about. I will start a definition from Freud. Freud? Okay, I'm ready. Freud saw the world and its people as an evil place where everybody and even your neighbors want to either exploit your sexuality for money, power, position, knowledge, comfort, or for their own ego. I want to know if Freud actually said this, because he put it in quotes. Please don't bring Freud down to your level, John. This is typically why women under 35 that are white and good looking get promoted to director level positions in America. Why is he suddenly immediately bashing women under 35? What? Glass ceiling much? John, this is not the hill to die on, John. In my 20 years of experience, I have yet to see a 45-year-old woman who is, well, hold on. In my 20 years of experience, okay, so he's at least 40 now. Unless he is counting all years of he's ever been alive as experience, which means that he's 20. I have yet to see a 45-year-old woman who perhaps deserves such a promotion get promoted to such high positions. He's never seen a single worthy woman in her career. That's John for you. In situations like this, the CEO perhaps wants to be surrounded by younger women for his own perverted pleasure or to make him feel young, and 99% of the time it has nothing to do with the qualifications of the women. Usually 45-year-old women get demoted from their highly earned positions, which I have also witnessed. Oh, interesting. He's actually a feminist. So, in this manner, good looks go a long way either in men or women. Good-looking young people can essentially write their own ticket if they know how to use it. What is that saying? Write their own ticket? Like a bus ticket or like a traffic ticket? Strangely, it seems that good luck also follows good-looking people everywhere they go. I've known several guys like this where luck and opportunity just seem to roll right into their hands, while for others, no matter how hard they tried, it was always an uphill battle. So a good-looking woman being helped with luggage should not be that big of a surprise. I saw a documentary on YouTube where they tried the same experiment with two different women. A woman would try to carry her heavy luggage out of the airport down some stairs. The good-looking woman would have men crawling all over her wanting to help her, while the larger-sized woman, who wasn't good-looking, gotta make sure that he's not being sizist here, would literally get no one to help. Literally, People would walk by and it would seem like they didn't even notice. Watch a similar experiment in this video. No thank you, John. Just imagine what he's just said in your mind for a second. Yep, that's bad. Bad take, bad experiment. But remember that this is a one-way street. These same women who get noticed in their 20s will eventually hit a roadblock. In America, we call this hitting the proverbial brick wall, where after a certain age, say 35 or so, women become invisible everywhere they go. Suddenly, they realize that men don't notice them like before, or is out of respect, like being kind to the old lady, which is even worse. Being kind to old women?
Terrible.
John Singer, 2021. It is just a part of growing up. Nothing lasts forever. Don't worry. They'll get theirs. Everybody does eventually.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
What on Threat Island? What kind of very weird threat is that? Who will get theirs? Meatball, where did you go? If you want a 40-year-old, let's talk about John's opinion on what do you think about the claim that women are happier without children or a spouse. Reminder, his name is John Singer. I'm actually going to put on my mansplaining hat, which is just this bunny unicorn. This is absolutely true, but there's a caveat, and it's a big one. Lol. Oh, he's lolling again. So let me start again. This is absolutely true. Why did he have to start again? He barely had only 2 sentences in. Well, this is absolutely true. Women are happier without children and a spouse, till a certain age. You see, life is all fun and games in your 20s. In your 20s, you seem almost immortal. Everything is working great, and you are told you have time in your hands, and you should be having as much fun as possible. But no one tells you the following. Here's an example of not doing what you are supposed to do in the right time frame. In my case, education. Are you still talking about women's satisfaction? Is John still talking about women's satisfaction or not? If you blow off your 20s and have as much fun as possible and party till you puke, the following will happen like it did to me, and I'm a man. Are you... I've incorporated my girlfriend to see what she thinks about this. If you blow off your 20s and have as much fun as possible and party until you puke, the following will happen like it did to me, and I'm a man. You get left behind some 10 to 15 years very quickly. What does this sentence mean? You only spent 10 years. How did you get behind 10 to 15? It's like, is there interest? You will pay dearly for that lost time the rest of your life because those lost years are the most crucial building blocks of your life. That is, if you don't do anything from 45 to 55, it is actually not as bad as... Why exactly 45 to 55? I feel like doing nothing any part of your life is not good. I spent from 18 to 28 drunk, stoned, and wasted. Never mind everything I said. He is a misogynist, he is a racist, he is a eugenicist, but this man had a great 20s. I have almost no recollection of that period other than occasional memories. As a consequence, I flunked out of college and went back at 28 to finish a BS degree that took 6 years because at that time I had a full-time job and a family to raise. What? He has a family? He has a family? So at 34, I had a BS in electrical engineering and I was ready to get back into the game. Only one problem. I'm competing with people that are 10 years younger than me for an entry-level job. And he had a family to raise. Is this answering the question yet about why women
and the first thing he talks about is men.
This is still not answering the question. What actually happens when you don't do the things you are supposed to do is that everything in your life gets delayed. For me, everything was delayed by 10 years. Currently, I have the same job and pay scale as someone who is 10 years or even 15 years younger than me. Instead of being in an office like others my age, I'm stuck with millennials in a cube where everybody around me is 10 to 15 years younger than me. Millennials? In a cube? Where do you work? The Matrix? Cubicle, probably, but it's weird he says cube. In the same way, you will lose time, respect, and generally miss out on life. For women, being single will be great till about 28.
I'm not single. Unless
She's
you
not.
are.
She's having a terrible life right now. Only for women, though. By 28, a lot of smart women are getting married and having kids. Why? Because the older you get, you cannot conceive that. Wait, hold on. John! The older you get, you cannot conceive that easily and is much harder on the child and the mother. There is a high risk of birth defects and complications. The other thing is that certain opportunities are only valid in certain windows. After that window has passed, there is a high probability that whatever it is you are after might never happen. This is the vaguest probability advice I've ever seen given, especially by a data scientist. Certain things can happen only at certain times. John Singer, 2021. Bottom line is that as women get into their 30s or by mid-30s, they start to notice the following, which implies they've been left behind. There are so many different things that this man knows about women getting left behind. Well, let's see. You age out of the dating scene and are no longer the hot girl. Just like the creepy old guy hanging out at the end of the bar where 20-somethings hang out, 35-plus women have the same sort of stigma. Generally, going out with the girls and partying is usually over by exactly 32 to 33. By 35, you probably can't even find other women who want to do that because they all have husbands and kids to take care of. Remember, couples tend to hang out with other couples. Men your age are looking for younger women, not you.
That's the gross part. And he's validating it as a man. Trying to date younger women. What's up with that?
You are not getting as much attention as you did 10 to 15 years ago. That is, no one really cares about you and you are getting ignored in the public. Men aren't that attracted to you anymore. 50 to 60-year-old men are approaching you and hitting on you at this point because that's just the way men are. They will always want to find a younger woman. Find a younger woman.
He said that already, but like...
But he said it in a worse way this time. All the good men are taken, and the only available ones are older, or ones that are divorced with kids. Literally, there are not too many men that are your counterpart that you might be interested in. For example, I know 37-year-old older millennials that are holding out for the perfect man, claiming all the good ones are taken and playing the dating scene like a 23-year-old, and also wondering where all the men went. Where did they go? Where are the men? You start to feel lonely and depressed because you find out it is getting harder and harder to meet someone. Essentially, you've aged out of the game. This is the same thing. Every single bullet point. You start to see your family and friends who have kids and feel jealous because they have people that care about them and you don't. That one's different. No one cares about you. That's how you know you've been left behind. You notice your social circle is getting smaller as it does with most people past their 20s. That is, there aren't that many women around like you who are still single and looking at 35 to 40. Most of your friends have a family and kids, almost in high school by this time. So there are not too many people you can hang out with or relate to. This is the same bullet point, just again. You start to realize that eventually your life is headed toward the proverbial cat lady status, and you contemplate taking up knitting or crochet. Not only is he a raging misogynist, he also plays into stereotypes like knitting and crochet are for old people. And they're not. Sir Patrick Stewart knits. Finding somebody, marrying, and having kids is a way of ensuring that your future will be pleasant when your body, looks, and social clout starts to decline. It is really as simple as that. Most people don't want to hear that and are under the delusion that they are somehow immortal. The truth is, as you get older, no one cares about you but your family and perhaps a handful of close friends. And to be honest, most people in America don't even have that.
I want to know where the 21 people who upvoted that resonated with.
Oh, let's see what the comments are. Being single doesn't mean that you party and get stoned. Wow, what kind of men are there in your circle? I feel really sorry for you. Oh man, sorry you missed out on that part of your life. Your words are true, but my generation has elected to learn from experience on this one. He found one incel. What do you have to say, John, if you had a chance to be one of the 33-year-old women that he knows?
I hope he goes outside.
I don't think he does. John, as always, the offer is, if you've watched any of my videos about you, please comment down below and we would love to have you on the show just to talk more about just to see if you have any good opinions at all. Thank you for watching. Like this video for John's sake, not for mine, not for Sophia's sake, for John's sake, please. And as always, for now but not for forever, peace. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think that you... Sorry. Whoops.